You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We greatly appreciate it, and we appreciate the uptick in calls lately. We've had an uptick of calls, people calling in, wanting to be connected to our expert contributors. We work with a lot of great attorneys with different specializations, different types of businesses, of course, white collar, blue collar, whether you're looking to take a private jet flight, Captain Will Smith, or maybe looking for some firearms training, Thomas King, Florida Firearms. Paint your house, peach painting, lots of different ways we help you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. As you know, my wife Lindsay and I own a top 100 real estate team here in Tampa Bay, and we always feature our real estate listings live on air, and we maximize the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate listings by pitching our listings via broadcast all the way down to Naples, Fort Myers, Marco, over to Fort Lauderdale, up to the Panhandle. Here's a beautiful property, 11101 Sumner Road in Waimama, Florida. This one's unique because you've got a fully functional farm that's for sale in Waimama. $6,000 to $8,000 a month in monthly vegetable revenue, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1620 square feet, just under 5 acres of land, and you've got a 620 square foot home on the property. 11101 Sumner Road, Waimama, Florida. A great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 6085 Bahia del Mar Boulevard, unit number 106. One of my favorite listings now. It's a cute little condo here. It's a 2-2, 1145 square feet, ground level, corner unit, fully furnished condo, close proximity to the beaches. You're just right around the corner from the Sugar Sand beaches. Beautiful Paso Grill, St. Pete Beach, the Don Cesar is right around the corner, and then the Hotel Zamora, our official hotel partner as well. You can see all of our listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com, and you can see all of our radio and TV show expert contributors at consumerqb.com.
Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue.
All right, we got attorney John Williams back in studio with us, and also you've heard from Jason Kobal, attorney Jason Kobal on the program. John, welcome back in, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm happy to hear that people are calling in for experts.
Yeah.
And if you're in an accident, give me a call. I'd love to help you out. But what I like to talk about first is when you actually don't need an attorney after a car accident, and it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Now, you got to realize is there's two different types of policies. There's a commercial policy. Commercial policies are huge. That covers corporations. Most cars on the street are personal vehicles, so these are going to be personal auto policies.
Okay.
And a very common policy that you see is just a $10,000 policy. Now, let's give you a specific hypothetical here. You get rear-ended, it's a clear liability, you get taken to the ambulance, and you go to the hospital the day of or next day, that insurance company is calling you. Do not make any statements to them. Just say, listen, I'm thinking about getting an attorney here. I already got some treatment. Send me the declarations page of the policy. That's going to show you what the bodily injury policy limits are. If it's only $10,000, don't hire an attorney. Go on your portal for the hospital, get your medical records, send one email, say, I've already gotten treatment. Here's my records. Tender this policy because my claim is worth more than this. And odds are they're going to send you that check. You're going to save yourself $3,300 and not pay an attorney fee.
Yeah, that's cool. And then last time you mentioned also sometimes when you have these bigger, more complex cases, one of the first tactics that the insurance companies will use, or the opposing party in some cases, they'll mail out like just a bogus small check, right? Like a $500 or $1,500 check. Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it before. So it just happened a couple months ago. We had it wasn't a commercial policy, but it was still $100,000. And we ended up settling the case for $100,000. But the day after the accident, they sent him a $5,000 check with a release, and they asked him, my client called me up and said, hey, what is this? Do I cash this? I said, absolutely not.
Yeah.
That would end the case. They're trying to just swoop in and take it, and they take advantage of people every single day like that. They probably save billions of dollars doing that.
Right.
Should be fraud, in my opinion.
Yeah. Wow, because they don't know, the consumer doesn't know, and they say, "Man, well, I'm going to be 30 days late on my mortgage, so if I take this money now, I can maybe make that Band-Aid, or their car payment's late, or whatever. So Susie or their nephew needs, or the niece needs money. There's all these situations, but that's confusing. I thought that was really good advice last time you gave, John. We're seeing a lot more. You're hearing more about these, and you guys actually, I think you either set a precedent or were one of the first cases dealing with one of these delivery drivers. Actually, not a delivery; it was an actual passenger case with one of the rideshare companies, right?
Yeah, horrible accident. We've had success with these, and we don't like talking about them, but there are some rideshare passengers who have been assaulted, sexually assaulted, battered, and the courts are holding these companies liable. And they're trying to say, listen, all these drivers, they're independent contractors. They're not under our umbrella. We're not liable. Yes, they are. And they paid out 7-figure settlements for us.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. And then you've got this evolving landscape of drone lawsuits. Drone litigation is evolving as commercial and hobbyist drone use rises, that is, addressing injury claims, regulatory violations, privacy, intellectual property disputes. So you look at drone called an unmanned aircraft system. Of course, now there's different companies. One is called Zipline, and they're teaming up with Uber to deliver food. There's others, of course, all the big players are using it. Amazon, Walmart have already done, I think, 1 million drops they've done as well. But you've got types of drone lawsuits. There's careless or non-compliant drone operators. There's a California production company that's taking wedding pictures that flew a drone too low and hit a lady in the eye, causing blindness. A small drone. Here's another one of shooting 4th of July fireworks. Video crash into a crowd and cut a man's arm and leg. I mean, it's just such a risk to fly these things. And I'm sure you're going to be seeing those if you haven't already, right?
It's just a matter of time until I get that call. I don't want to say I'm excited for it, but it'll be a new case for me.
Yeah.
I just met a drone operator the other day. He actually has a workers' comp case. Unrelated to flying the drones. He slipped and fell, but I talked to him and I was interested. I'm like, what do you do? He said, yeah, all day, every day. He flies these drones, drops off packages, and it's very interesting. So it's just a matter of time until somebody gives us a call and they get hit by one, like that poor lady with the blindness. That's absolutely 7 figures there.
Wow, unbelievable. And then this one's in the news. It's maybe not necessarily your wheelhouse, but Harvard to pay $53 million in a suit over selling donated corpses on black market. So Harvard University will pay $53 million to settle a ghoulish class action suit brought by families claiming an imprisoned former morgue manager, the Ivy League said. So anyways, what happened is they donated the bodies for medical, studying and things like that. And then they turned around, I guess, and sold them allegedly on the secondary market, on a black market, and they got caught. It says including heads, faces, brains, skin, and hands. Kind of a wacky story, but man, that's pretty wild, huh?
That's horrible. It sounds like some extremely smart tech guy from Harvard was behind that, selling it on the black market. I'm sure they made a fortune for a little while.
Yeah.
53, what was that, 53 million you said?
Yes.
That's horrible. Yeah.
Unbelievable. And I got to think there might be some litigation coming for these. So you got humanoid robots now. Traffic officers patrol streets in China. We got a video pulled up here on our page if you're watching our TV show version. Humanoid robot traffic officers patrol the streets. So, just like a drone can fall out of the sky or be mismanaged, I would think, some of these different, whether it's police or these drones, these robots. Now, I think there's a big liability there. But isn't there some laws where you can't actually sue municipalities or law enforcement agencies? There's some laws around that, isn't there?
You can. But looking at this makes me sick because you see the drone and you're like, okay, well, if Amazon's flying a drone, they've got a huge commercial policy. But if you have a police robot and now it's the state and they're protected under sovereign immunity, could you sue them if you're injured? Yes, but you're capped at $250,000.
Yeah.
So that's I don't want to see that. Keep that over in China.
Keep that in China. I don't want the police state. Here's a bigger style. This one looks a little bigger, meaner. This guy here, he looks pretty. Yeah, 1.3 meters tall. Let's see what else. So it's a T800 patrols. Yeah, so this guy's pretty big looking, man. He's 75 kilograms. Yeah, big boy right there. And, I talked to Sheriff Galtieri. I had Bob Galtieri on the show, Pinellas County Sheriff. He's been on our show several times, friend of the program. And I talked to him about how they were going to dispatch them out of the roofs. The idea was to have drones in schools. So when you had a school shooter or some type of an incident, they would, the idea was they'd drop out of the roof and then they'd be able to use non-lethal, pellet bullets, rubber bullets, or whatever. I kind of like that idea.
I love that idea.
Yeah, he was against it. Wasn't he, Dave? I can't remember. I think he was against it. He said, I don't know, it's a little too Star Wars-y or something. Star Wars.
I don't care. Whatever we could do to keep the kids safe, I support it. Tranquilize people with drones, I love it. Have automated drones.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
I think so, man. So if you just joined us, we're talking with attorney John Williams representing Kobal Law. They also do work comp law. What else are you seeing in the work comp space?
Biggest thing that we see in the work comp space isn't actually workers' comp injuries itself. It's when injured workers in this state get wrongfully billed for medical treatment that they don't owe. It's a huge problem in the state of Florida. It was deemed a great public importance by the Supreme Court. It was actually our case that we brought up. It's called the Patty Davis case. It's when, you're hurt at work, you go to the hospital, you go to a doctor, and then you start getting medical bills in your mail, you start getting debt collection notices, and it's not even your responsibility, it's the carrier's responsibility to pay. We handle that. I've taken care of over 120 of them in a single year, and that's just me, myself. So it happens every single day.
Wow. Yeah, it's interesting to see how you have these different lawsuits these days and things happen and some of the misinformation that's out there. What are some of the biggest misnomers that you find either in personal injury law or work comp law?
Work comp, the saddest stat to hear is that 80% of injured workers are unrepresented. So I get it. You get hurt at work, you don't want to aggravate your job or your boss or whatever that is, but they're going to take advantage of you. The system's already against you in the workers' comp. So get someone in your corner that knows how to help you, and we could do that for you.
And just a quick search says you must report work-related injury to your employer within 30 days of the accident. Is that true?
That is.
Yeah.
Now, typically, your HR rep or your boss, they should fill out what's called a first report of injury. Okay. Now, understand and remember first report of injury. If you are hurt on the job, you just go to your boss and you say, listen, this is what happened. They should give you a standard little form. It's very easy. You just fill it out. You say what happened, what the date was. You fill out that first report of injury, and you are good.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, we'll go into a break here. Actually, before we do, I want to squeeze this one in. We teased it earlier. It's sad to say, and this is something that's just pretty radical, what's happening in our country. But now you've got taxpayer-funded, all these pop-ups that you have on your screens these days. So it's taxpayer-funded trans dolls with removable genitalia to hit classrooms this fall for kids as young as 4 to learn about different options. How sickening is this becoming? And you've got the body parts here on the screen as well. I mean, it's just pretty sad that some of these counties, and of course it's Minnesota, where you find that, and Minnesota, I'm sure New York, California, sure to follow. But just be aware of that, folks. We don't like to dwell on negative things, but the goal, it says, is for learn about different options that exist and who they can be, according to the University of Minnesota Medical School. They spent over half a decade developing them, and I think producer Dave had the best line. What was it? Kind of like a Mr. Potato Head. Yeah.
Grab the penis, stick it on there for
Yeah. You could mistake the nose for the other part, I guess. But okay. Well, we'll go a quick break here. More when we come back here with attorney John Williams. We got our feel-good story coming up as well. We always like to do a positive story. We often like to do a positive story as well. But you've got rescuers save a manatee tangled in crab trap lines near St. Simons. Interesting story coming up in our feel-good story of the day. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation, aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online, willsmithaviation.com. That's willsmithaviation.com, or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, online at davidreynoldsjewelryandcoin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Kobal, owner of Kobal Law. Kobal Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Kobal, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net. For all of your surveying needs, land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, we got our feel-good story coming up. Rescuers save manatee tangled in crab trap lines near St. Simmons. That's in Georgia. We'll get to that one here. Also, attorney John Williams in studio with us. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. He's with Kobal Law. 5888 Southeast 164th Avenue, Ocklawaha, Florida. Another one of our beautiful real estate listings. A great opportunity to buy a property. You've got 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1,300 square feet, half-acre lot, no HOA, not in a flood zone. And it's a great opportunity to have a little bit more space. The further north you buy in Tampa Bay, Central Florida, you get a little bit more bang for your buck up there. That one is on 164th Avenue in Ocklawaha, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. If you're buying, selling, investing, or refinancing, we would love to talk to you. 8800 South Steed is another vacant property that we have. This was unimproved land, 8792 South Steed Terrace, and also 8800 South Steed. You got 11 acres of land here. Great opportunity to buy, build your dream home in Floral City. Floral City is a beautiful, quaint little town close to Ocala, Inverness, in that kind of area there. Great opportunity to buy real estate. You can see all of our listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com, and you can see all of our radio and TV show expert contributors at consumerqb.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, we got a feel-good story today.
Tell me something good.
All right, so you got rescuers that save a manatee tangled in crab trap lines. You can see the images here. When you get these sea life in these lines, it's pretty tough to get them out. But the manatee swimming free again after being entangled in crab trap lines near St. Simmons Islands, thanks to Fishing Guide's report and multi-agency rescue effort, according to the Department of Natural Resources. Took place in McKay and Hampton Rivers off of St. Simmons Island. That's in Brunswick, Jersey. So feel-good story of the day. You know, these guys are working hard out there in the field. A lot of those folks are doing a great job when it comes to rescuing these animals. And we like to report some of the good stuff, too. But that was July 29, 2026 is when that happened up in, it says Georgia's first documented manatee. I didn't realize that was a thing there. But All right, let's go back to attorney John Williams. And John, what else is typical right now, or what else is topical? What are you seeing in your space? Personal injury law, work comp law, those are your two main areas?
Yeah, so for the consumer, when you pay for something, you want to know what you're paying for and what it covers. So let's talk about your own personal auto insurance. I deal with injured parties that are injured in accidents every day. I ask them, do you have almost 90% of my clients, they say, I don't know, what is that?
Yeah, what is
It's your own policy. You got to know what it is. So it stands for uninsured or underinsured coverage. Now, earlier we talked about how, a very common policy is $10,000. You get hit by Miss Betty who runs the red light, and she only has $10,000.
Yeah.
That's all you could recover. So your your underinsured motorist coverage, or 25% of the time, someone who causes the accident in the state of Florida, they have no bodily injury under their policy. So your uninsured motorist, that's what it would cover there. So when there's not enough coverage, your own policy can kick in, pay for your outstanding medical expenses, your future medical expenses, and your pain and suffering. It's very important. Whether you have it or not, you should know, because you're paying that premium every month. Yeah,
that's important, because a lot of people don't understand what's in their policies. When we talk with Daniel White with SSW Insurance, he's our insurance expert contributor, we talk about that. You look at the balances between the premiums and the amount you pay and versus the coverages, right? There's a balance there.
Right.
Yeah.
As an injury attorney, I've seen it many, many times where the facts are horrible, the injuries are horrible. I look and evaluate it and I say, this is a 7-figure case. Mm-hmm. When you calculate the damages. But then when you see who caused it and see what the limits are, sometimes there's no case. Or sometimes it's, I'm sorry, I'm going to waive my fee. It's only 10 grand. Here's the 10 grand.
Wow.
Go your way. And if they don't have then, you're out of luck.
Now, are you seeing, because there's different types of damages. I studied my LSAT before I was thinking about going to law school, but you got compensatory damages, punitive damages, and I think one other type. What mostly are we talking about with your types of cases?
Sure. So I like to break it up into outstanding medical expenses. So you go to the doctor is going to have an itemized bill every time you go. That's easy, right? Yep. You have your future medical expenses, which is what your doctor is going to say, hey, you have a neck and a back problem, you're going to need X, Y, and Z treatment for the rest of your life, or to get you back up on your feet. This is how much it's going to cost. Now, the big ticket item and the big ticket damage here is pain and suffering. Yeah. These are in your cases where our clients need surgery, our clients have had extensive therapy, injections. That's where the jury, or we argue to the insurance company, you got to put a monetary amount for all the pain and suffering that you went through. Now, that number is usually bigger than the other two combined, and that's where the big settlements or judgments will come in, like the drone that hit the lady who was blind.
Yeah.
Right? Can you really put a number on being blind for the rest of your life when you were able to see the day before? No. That's where the pain and suffering really comes in. That's where those huge mega verdicts come in.
Yeah. And what about punitive? Is that when a company or someone's been caught numerous times doing the same thing?
Exactly. And that's rare, and that's hard to prove in Florida, but it happens.
Yeah. And then you had tort reform that was done years ago, I think by Bush 2. How did that affect people?
Don't get me started on tort reform. It's horrible. It gave the insurance company all the power, all the time to delay. It's really hurting the consumers and the people that pay for car insurance, health insurance, and that are injured. And it's awful, but we're fighting it. It's just causing more and more litigation. It is what it is.
Yeah, and the juries sometimes think they're giving X dollars, but it's actually capped behind the scenes. They don't even know, but it's capped, right?
Yeah, they don't hear the policy limits. They just hear the facts, and it could be $100,000 policy limit, and the jury hears all the facts, and they award $1 million, and you're out of luck.
Yeah, and that was because of the hot coffee case. A lot of that, or that was kind of what brought some of that on, the lady that spilled the hot coffee. But pretty crazy stuff, man. John Williams, attorney John Williams, what's your phone number so people can save it in your phone, and if you get in an accident, call him right away?
Yeah, I take pride in great communications, guys. Here's my cell. Text or call me. Feel free to ask any questions. Cell phone is 570-687-6539.
Repeat it one time.
And that's 570-687-6539.
TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com as well. And you can see John's info on our website as well, consumerqb.com. John, thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.